recorder position. At Wartburg, I'm a first-year public relations major with a business minor. On campus, I'm involved in Senate, where I sit on the Political Action Committee, and I have a work-study position managing social media for Night Vision. As I transitioned to college life here at Wartburg, joining Student Senate was the one thing I was sure about. My passion for student government goes way past the beginning of this year to high school when I was involved in student council and I served as our elected secretary. Student Senate has by far been my favorite part of coming to Wartburg, and I treasure the opportunity to be the voice of my constituents and the student body as a whole. From sitting on PAC, attending weekly meetings, and communicating with my constituents, I genuinely feel I've grown as a leader, conversation facilitator, and communications liaison. I'm looking forward to strengthening the bond between Senate and Wartburg faculty and staff and students while recording minutes and bringing a fresh perspective to the recorder position. So again, thank you all for coming. I can't wait to show you all why I'm an excellent candidate for student body recorder. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jenna Brannaman, and I'm a second year, also a public relations major with minors in business and leadership. And this year, I'm running for the 2018-2019 student body recorder position. Across campus, I am involved in symphonic band, PRSSA, Catholic Knights, NSLS, and work in the student life office. Over the years, I have served as student relations chair, social relations co-chair, and this past year, I've had the great opportunity to sit on the Senate executive team as student body recorder. Reflecting on my time this past year, I've had the opportunity to strengthen relations, expand communication, and assure transparency, which is the foundation of my campaign for the position this year. With a year of experience, I have sizable goals and ideas that I would like to implement into the position. Not only can I bring those to the table, I also assure you that I will be a reliable organizer, a constant communicator, and a selfless leader. All that I do for Student Senate will be done for the greater good of this institution. I am here to serve and communicate with our students, faculty, staff, and even the Waverly community. I truly hope and look forward to serving you all in this executive position next year. Thank you.
Next, we'll move on to the questions. You guys will have a minute to respond to each. Jenna, we'll start with you. So as a reporter, you're in charge of taking minutes, emailing senators, and updating the Senate page on Info Center. How will you enhance the current position using what you're already in charge of doing?
This past year, I've taken quite a few design classes. So with that knowledge and background, I would like to kind of revamp the newsletter that we give to students and kind of make it more enlightening and informing. That way they can kind of really get the information that they need without necessarily going through all the pages of the minutes. When the minutes come, I want to make sure that that's correct and clarifying what we've done within that week. So making sure that we get the information down correctly and effectively and soon. So even this past year, I've made sure I do my best to get those minutes out to students as soon as I can, so that way our students and our senators can get that out to the Wartburg community.
Despite my lack of experience as Jenna, I feel that by serving as student council secretary, I have some similar experience because I was dealing with the same kind of situations and recording minutes and taking attendance. Next year, I hope to work with our PR director, whoever that hopes to be, or happens to be, to kind of revamp the minutes and how we send out them as a whole, kind of revamping the way it looks so that students are more likely to read their minutes and get the information that they need. I also hope to work more closely with the senators so that they can find new ways to work with their constituents to make sure everyone gets the information. So just looking forward to bringing a fresh perspective to the way that we do things as reporters.
All right, for the next question, Jordan, we'll start with you. What would you do if senators are not sending out their emails to their constituents?
Firstly, I would obviously check in with them and make sure that they know that that's part of their job as being a senator. Just making sure that they understand that they are the voice of their constituency and that their biggest part is relaying the information to their constituents so that they can find out everything that we're doing in Senate, because it's really important work what we do, and a lot of the times students like to have that information so that they don't have to keep asking the same questions that we might already be answering. Just encouraging them to send out their minutes and maybe helping them find a way that helps them feel comfortable relaying that information and helps them feel passionate about making sure that their constituents know what's going on.
For me, this past year, I've actually kind of taken the lead of the Senate Review Committee, which is making sure that our senators come to meetings and send their minutes. So with the Senate Review, in the future, I'd like to sit down and make sure the lines are clear on what senators' expectations are and how emails are sent. So I think during orientation, especially, we need to focus on teaching senators how to send out those emails effectively and efficiently, which then is also on my end as a recorder to make sure I also do that. And with the new designs, I hope those senators are passionate and dedicated to sending those out within the year.
All right, and for the next question, we'll start with Jenna. How do you intend to use your position to make Senate more efficient?
For me as a recorder next year, I would like especially to organize not only my position's information, but the executive position's information, just what your roles are as an exec member and what we do throughout the year. That way people who come into the Student Senate exec team, they know what the expectations are throughout that year. So whether it's a Google Doc or on our computer in the Senate office, just making sure that Senate and then the senators that come into exec positions know what they are expected to do and when they are expected to do those things.
I'd have to agree with Jenna. I'd really just like to streamline the process so that senators are more aware of what their expectations are and working more closely with the exec team to make sure that everyone is aware that they should be encouraging the senators in Senate to be sending out their minutes and just maybe coming up with new ideas as to how we can all work together to bring Senate closer so that everyone understands what they're supposed to be doing with their minutes and with their constituents and getting everyone the information that Senate is trying to be visible about.
All right, and now you guys have 1 minute for your closing statement. We'll start with Jenna.
Do you have questions first? After. Okay. So I would like to thank you for attending the debate tonight. I encourage you all to ask candidates questions, read applications, and be overall informed voters. If elected, I truly believe my experience and involvement in Student Senate this past year will truly believe with the dedication and passion that I have for this organization, and this college will benefit you all next year. I look forward to the opportunity, and I'm excited to hopefully be your 2018-2019 student body recorder. Thank you.
First, I'd like to thank you all for coming and listening to what Jenna and I and all the other candidates tonight have to say about how we plan to better Wartburg. This year, I truly believe I've grown as a leader and have become more passionate about Student Senate and bettering Wartburg College than I ever thought possible. If elected, I'm excited to use my exceptional organizational, leadership, and communication skills to bring a new and exciting perspective to the recorder position for 2018 and 2019. Thank you.
Okay, we'll open up the floor for questions.
What is your best joke?
We'll start with Jordan.
I don't know about my best joke, but I do have a favorite. What kind of dog is the best at magic?
What?
A Labracadabrador.
One of my favorite recently, where do people learn to make ice cream? In Sunday school.
Thank you, Jordan.
Abby.
So during Senate meetings, sometimes the conversation goes by really, really fast and it's hard to keep up. So how good are your typing skills?
For me, I've actually grown a lot in my typing skills, and it's a lot of actually just kind of remembering what they say and doing your best to put it on paper. And sometimes if you need to, I also record meetings to make sure it gets out clarity and making sure it's clear to what the person said within the meeting. So.
I feel my typing skills are comparable. I do a lot of computer work for my job, and right now I'm in media writing, so I'm doing a lot of interviews and getting used to keeping up with people's speed of talk so that you can make sure that you're getting quotes and everything as exact as possible. And I also was in charge of recording minutes as secretary in high school, so I've done a lot of the same work, and I feel like that will transfer over.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Jenna and Jordan.